So I'm just going to see if anyone's going to join me tonight. Maybe not. So hot. I need to turn my fans on yet. Yeah. So I'm going to do the recording anyway. So it can be done at any time, even later on this evening. I'm just going to do half an hour as well. So, oh, hi, Karen. I didn't know whether I was going to join me or not. I'm just going to do half an hour because it's just a little bit too hot for too long. And I'm going to keep it quite simple as well. So maybe a few basics, some breathing and stuff. So, yeah, nothing too core heating. Whew. Our core temperature is probably high enough right now. And my fans come, by the way, Karen. I've just got to get it fitted, hopefully Saturday. So I'm getting excited about that. So then I'll have a fan on my ceiling. Yeah, that'd be good. Anyway, I'm going to put my fans on and we will get started. So we'll start with our usual standings and shoulder rolls. Just turn on. Too noisy. It's a bit noisy right now. 4 glass fans. Okay. Okay, so we get started. So for this class, just under a block, quite a thin block, head block, so that thin, if you've got a block, thin one, just so it's just fits underneath, I'm not spreading it when I lay down, or you can use a folded towel. Just a folded small towel is good as well. So we're going to get started. So feet about hip distance, spread the toes. Just going to work on our posture. So top of the head up towards the ceiling. Ooh, the shoulders back and down, and just slightly tuck the pelvis, so you've got slight engagement of the core muscles, so just squeeze the bottom, and then we're going to roll those shoulders back. So as you roll the shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, and you'll notice this will open a little more. And also as you squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, you're going to get that strength between the shoulder blades and underneath the shoulder blades, which is again going to pull this area back. So we stand a little better. Otherwise we end up touching us with your lifting, a lot of desk work, you get this kind of forward flexion going on. So by working these muscles at the back, squeezing the shoulders down, we have that posture. We'll come back, natural standing tall. So keep standing tall, and then we're going to drop the head over to the right shoulder. So just taking that little bit of stretch for the neck. You want to stretch away the opposite arm. So you breath in and out. So just getting that neck stretch, and then just ease into that stretch. So just take a few rocks there of the head, just stretching through that neck. And then take it back to centre, and then drop over to your left side. Maybe reach the right arm out. And again, just stretching through that neck. Feel quite good, feel quite tight in the neck area. It out, and then bring that back to centre, and then take the arms out, reach you over the fingertips, make sure your arms are about level with your shoulders. We're going to turn the palms up, so eyes and the elbows are facing up to the ceiling, and then we turn down, so eyes and the elbows now facing down. So what we're doing, rotating in that shoulder joint. So you might notice one shoulder, one side might be a little more tighter than the other. You might have a clunky side. This is my clunky side, so I can feel the little clicks. This side's fine. This side maybe, I don't know whether I work more on that side. That's my right side, so it is my side that I probably use a little more. So maybe it's just a little clunky. So yeah, just notice how that feels. So a little rotation, so eyes, the elbows up, eyes, the elbows down. Shoulder rotation as well, so we're stimulating that synovial fluid into those joints that get stiff, and they do get stiff in the shoulders. So taking some side bends now, so up and over the ear, and then we come up and over the other side. So just a few of those, and this is going to kind of work into that lower back as well. So in here. So again, if you quite tight and stiff in that lower back area, this would be good to stretch that out. Wake it up as well, warming it up. Well, I don't know whether warming it up is the right word today, to be fair. No, it's not really. I can't think of another word, warming up. No, we don't want to warm up. We want to just prep the body for some exercise gradually. Probably use those words today. One more each side. And one more. Bring that down and roll the shoulders back and down. I'm just going to take our hands on our hips. If you've got a ring, you can use the ring. I'm just not using mine today. So just going ringless. I'll say you don't always have to have the ring anyway. It's just an extra prop. So you keep quite basic. So you can take hands on your hips. Right foot's going to come forward and we kind of just half circle that back. So again, might feel a bit unbalanced. That's all good. It's just a bit of balancing and a bit of hip rotation. So we do 8 of those. So squeeze the bottom bit goes back. 4 more. 3, standing tall, try not to lean to the opposite side. 2, and 1. And then place that foot down, so we're kind of warming up those hips a little bit. And then other side, so other side, left side. So coming out, squeeze back. 2. Little squeezes. 4 and then 4 more. So it's a bit of balance as well. A bit of balance and a bit of hip rotation. So easing out those stiff hips. And we don't rotate much. We do a lot of forward and back. We don't use the rotators. So 1 more. So that kind of exercise is quite good because everything we do is forward and back when we walk, when we run, when we sit. We do everything. It's all forward and back. We don't very often swing our legs around. So yeah. I'm going to come down to the floor. So however you get there, so if you need to come down to the floor using the sofa, that's all good. Or you can just do a little hang out. Just maybe stretch the wrist, or you can take opposite elbow, but bend the knees low. So you've got your belly resting on your thighs. And then just take a little yes and no. And then from there, make your way down to your mat. And we're going to come onto all fours. So a little stretch maybe before we go into our back exercise. So spread your fingers around at the outer part of your mat. Bring your knees together, tuck under your toes. So a little foot stretch at the same time. We're going to sit back to those heels. And then the wrist may lift off a little, that's all good, stretching the front of the wrist. So if we do a lot of keyboard work, a lot of work with our hands, it's just going to create that space, give you that stretch in those wrists. They get stiff too. Everything gets stiff. And then take the hands down, so 4 fingers going to be pointing forward. Spreading the fingers as wide as you can, so you get those palms to stretch. Fist distance with the thighs. Lengthen from the top of the head to the tailbone. So take a wide inhale. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, round the spine. So push the ground away. Inhale into the back of the ribs and the sides. And then as you exhale, we're going to lengthen through the spine. So in the yoga, we drop down. In Pilates, we keep that connection. So it's all about stability in Pilates. We're not letting the belly go down. We're keeping the belly pulled in, so we're not dropping down. So keeping that connection in that midsection. So inhale. As you exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis round the spine. Inhale into the back and sides. And then exhale, lengthen through. We'll do 1 more inhale. And just doing these every day is going to unstiffen your back, because it does get really stiff. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen. And then we're going to come over onto our backs and go in the opposite direction. So we put this in Pilates, we put the spine through all those different ranges of movements. So we put it through extension, flexion, lateral flexion, rotation, all those. So for this one, we're just going to take the head paddle, the towel out from behind, in case you've got that in there already. Just take that out, because we're going to be lifting my hips up now. So the head is just flat on the floor. Knees are in line with the ankles. And if you've got a little board, you can put it between your knees if you want to, or a block. palms are down, flatten through your shoulders. We're going to go in the opposite direction now. So we're going to extend the spine. So we're going to inhale nice and wide. And then as you exhale, we're going to tuck under that pelvis, squeezing the bottom, and then roll into lower, mid, upper, coming up. So you might only just squeeze the bum and tuck under. You might only just go there for now. It's all good. At least you're getting that bit of mobility in that lower back and that strength. So gradually build up. So if it's too much to come all the way up, then just take those pelvic tilts. Just squeeze and then back under. You can take just a few rocks. So just start there if you want to. So the first time doing Pilates, just go there with some rocks, because you're still getting activation with the core muscles. You're still getting that mobility, that little bit of movement in the lower back, which if you've been standing and standing up or sitting all day, or even bending all day, that lower back is going to be quite stiff. So yeah, so rolling up, inhale, and then exhale, roll down. Or you can just, like I said, just rock the pelvis out. So squeeze and rock. So a couple more. Inhale wide. Exhale, roll back down. And then we just do one more. And then take your block or your folded towel and just place it just under the head. Just enough so that, because when you're on the mat, your chin is up here. So when you go to take the head off, obviously your head's so heavy, it's not going to come off as easily as if you've got something behind, whereas then that head's going to lift off a little easier. So don't put any strain on the neck. So just a little folded towel under there is good. We're going to take our hands around the outer part of the rib cage and just take some Pilates breaths. So this is going to engage those deep muscles. So we want to think about now our pelvic floor, lift that up. So as if you need a wee, pull that up. So drawing up between the sit bones. We're not actually squeezing the bum, but we're just drawing up between the sit bones as if you need a wee. That's your pelvic floor working. Really good to keep those muscles strong. They're deep muscles, but very important to work, especially when it comes to when you get older, you want to hold everything in and you don't want to be like using the old tenor ladies. Yeah, don't want to be doing that. So pelvic floor exercises are so important, especially as you get older. So we're going to work that as well. So we're going to inhale nice and wide into the ribs. And then as you exhale for your pursed lips, as if you're blowing up a balloon, you'll feel, take your hands on your belly, you'll feel that transversus, this muscle that wraps all around the lower back, engage. That's your natural corset. So when you were blowing up those balloons back in the day, you didn't realise that you were actually working your core muscles. So again, inhale nice and wide. Exhale, blow out for your pursed lips, engage those deep muscles. And at the same time, pull up your pelvic floor. So pelvic floor, you don't need to really grip it up, just pull it up about halfway. So it's just engaged. It's not like trying to hold it up and in. So inhale fully, nice and wide. And then exhale, blowing all the way out, engage. And if you've got a ring, you know how to use your ring, you can just do your ring squeezes. And then we're going to add on our lower tummy too. So we inhale nice and wide. Exhale, drop pelvic floor, drawing lower tummy. So we're not getting too hot doing the breathing. Inhale nice and wide. Exhale, engage. Pull up, pull in. And then release. And then we're going to reverse that and do a cooling breath. So breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose. And you can do your tongue roll if you want to. Your little straw tongue. So inhale for the mouth and out for the nose. It's good. And now we're going to work into the hips. So we're going to work around those rotators again, releasing the hip. So again, you can use the breath if you want to. We inhale as you drop the leg out. So we're inhaling through the nose now. Sorry, I probably confused you doing cooling breath. Cooling breath is just to cool you down. And then slide away. And then exhale back up. So this leg is nice and still. This leg is dropping out, sliding away, and then back up. So two more. Inhale, drop out and slide. exhale back up. So just releasing that right hip, back up. And then drop into the midline, push away, exhale, bring it back round. So working in that hip joint with mobility, but at the same time the pelvis is stable. That's how that part of the body should be, stable but mobile in the hip. So 2 more. And then place that foot down, keep that leg anchored down, and then the left leg's going to drop out, slide away, exhale back up. So drop out, slide away, exhale back up. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, 1 more. Out, slide away, exhale back up. And then we drop into the midline, all the way around. So dropping in, slide away, exhale back up. 2 more. And 1 more. Or you can just do leg slides. If that's too much, you just slide the leg away. Just dropping the leg out just helps to move in that hip a little bit more. So unstiffening the hips a little bit. And we're going to take up the right leg and the left leg. And we're going to put a little bit now of a rotation in the spine. So rotation is when we bring the legs out. So just slightly rotating the lower body, so in the centre of the spine. So palms are down. We inhale to go to right side, not too far. Keep the knees together. And then we exhale to go back to centre. So we inhale to go to left side. And then we exhale to go back to centre. So inhale. So drawing that lower tummy, bring that back in. So if you want to use your breath, pursed lips, bring it back to centre. And then all these deep muscles will engage. So inhale. Exhale. So you don't have to use your breath. Get the exercises first, but while the exercise is quite simple, the breath is going to really help the engagement of those deep core muscles. So 1 more each side. And then 1 more to the left. And then draw the knees in, give them a hug, and then just take a little rock side to side. Deep breath in and out, just a little break. Like I said, we're not going to go too crazy today. We're going to do a little bit of flexion now. So we're going to work now the rectus muscles on our 6-pack, which joins from the ribs into the pelvis, that little 6-pack that runs down there. But at the same time, we're going to work those deep muscles as well. We're going to try and use the breath. So if you want to, you can have your arms by your side and come up, or you can support your head. I suggest, if it's the first time you're doing any of this kind of stuff, head support is a good thing to do, because what will happen is if you're quite weak here, your neck muscles will probably try and take over and tense. So if you support the head, that's going to keep the head and the neck in a comfortable position or comfortable place. So we're going to inhale to nod the head, so I'll demo with the head support. And then as you exhale, we're going to come ribs to hips. Without tucking under too much, ribs to hips. Drawing the lower tummy, pull up the pelvic floor. Inhale to hold, drop the head into the hands. And then exhale to lower down. So inhale to prepare. Exhale coming up. Pushing all the breath out, so that's engaged. Inhale to hold. And then exhale to go back down. So we'll do 2 belly. You don't want to create too much heat today. So inhale to nod. Exhale, push all the breath out. Inhale to hold. Exhale to go down. We'll do 2 more. And also in Pilates, you don't have to do quite so many reps because we're using a lot of muscles. If you're engaging your deep muscles as well, and you're breathing, you are working quite hard. And exhale down. So in the gym, you see people do this, just the silly little sit-ups, and they're not engaging anything. It's just, yeah. So this is quite mindful. So inhale as you exhale, engage the pelvic floor. Drawing the lower tummy, come up. Inhale to hold. And exhale down. And as you're holding your head, make sure you're at the back, you're squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other. That will open up the collarbone and stop you doing the rounding thing and the neck tension. So squeeze shoulder blades, that takes it out of your neck and it stops you rounding. So we'll do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale coming up. Inhale to hold. Exhale to go down. And then just take a few rocks. Deep breath in and out. And then we're going to switch now to our fronts. So now we're going to extend the spine again. So working the back of the body, our postural muscles. So again, just to make it quite simple, we've got 15 minutes to go, all good. So palms are down, which I'm not getting too hot. Too hot. The fan might need turning up a little bit though. Oh, I can't wait to get my ceiling fan. It's going to make so much difference. They'll probably get it done and it'll all go cold again. Anyway, so draw your shoulder blades down. Slightly press down into the backs of the feet. The feet are just slightly apart, not too much. Make sure you're even weight through the hips, so you're not leaning into one side of the hip more than the other. And then the top of the head is going to go towards the opposite wall. We're looking down at our mat. So breaststroke 1. We inhale up, draw the shoulder blades down, and then we exhale down. So inhaling up, exhaling down. And what you're thinking about now is your shoulder blades drawing down, keep saying that, and your collarbone is opening. So inhale up, exhale down. So all those muscles at the back are working hard to draw those shoulder blades down and keep them away from the ears to stop all that tension in the neck and shoulders. Otherwise we get this going on. Tension comes here. We also get a little bit of a downward hump as we go. We don't want to be doing that. So keeping the shoulder blades down and opening the chest is going to help with that upper part of the spine. Inhale out. Exhale down. Keeping our lovely posture. Couple more. So it's not all about flat tummies and everything Pilates. It's mostly about our posture. Standing taller. Stronger in every, even those little tiny muscles, sorry, one more, are working hard. So coming to breaststroke 2, so thumbs are out, little fingers are in, kick down those thumbs up a little more, draw down underneath your armpits as well. So really trying to draw the shoulders down away from the ears so we get that nice length in the neck. And then we inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. This is going to put quite a lot of weight, pressure in your stomach. So just be aware before you do Pilates, probably don't eat anything for a couple of hours before. I should have told you that before, but yeah. So when you're, obviously when you're doing this, you're pressing down into your stomach. So if it feels a bit uncomfortable, obviously don't do too many. You kind of learn that as you go along. Inhale up. Exhale down, one more. And then we're going to do a few with our hands at the front. So if this has been a bit too much for you, you can always go back and do your supportive one again. But if you can, we go on to 3, which is your hands down and resting into your hands. Inhale up, exhale down. So your hands are coming with you. Your head is resting in your hands. So inhale up, exhale down. And as you're doing this, make sure you can feel even weight through your hips. You're not leaning to one side. You might have a strong side that you're going to favour. So just be aware of all those things. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. And then we're going to push up through the forearms. We're going to take the heels together. So we're going to work now into the glutes and hamstrings and also strengthening through into that lower back. So little heel squeezes. So inhale, as you exhale, squeeze the heels together as much as you can and then release them. This also helps to activate and stretch the hip flexors as you squeeze the bottom. And sometimes if you're maybe doing quite a bit of sitting, like desk work, the hip flexors might be quite tight. And if they are quite tight, then obviously that's going to pull on the pelvis and cause that misalignment of the pelvis. So keeping those hip flexors stretched. Way to go. So a couple more squeezes of the heels. Also the glute muscles, if they're nice and strong, they're again going to support that pelvic area and the lower back. So one more squeeze and release. Then bring the legs down. We do a little bit of knee work just before we go on to the other side. So we're going to take our right leg in, point the toe, flex the foot, and then press that back down. So left leg, point, flex, press down. So again, point, flex. So what we're doing here is we're working all those muscles around the knee joints. So keeping the knee joints strong, because obviously the knees quite often get worn out first. So if we can keep the muscles strong around there and in alignment, it really helps. And there's dodgy old knees. So one more each side, so we're pointing, flexing the ankle, which is getting that mobility into the ankle joints as well. So one more, also bottom is squeezing, one more each leg, point, flex, and press down. Then we're going to push up into a little shell stretch. Now this, if you're finding you can't quite get your head all the way down, you can just take your hands, rest your head into your hands, or if that's really, really difficult, you can always just flip over on your back and hug your knees in. That's going to give you the same kind of back release. So you can switch round, go onto your backs, or you can come into a little shell stretch. So either hands coming up or head resting, and then arms coming round. Relax the shoulders, take another couple of breaths there. Fully in and out. And then roll yourself back up. Ooh, I must have now started to get a little warmer. So we've got 10 more minutes. So we're going to do now a bit of lateral flexion. So although we've only done half an hour, we've put that spine into quite a lot of ranges of movements. And quite simply as well, so nothing too major tonight. All very basic. So hand opposite the hip. This lower leg is down, and then this heel is by the ankle. So when we come up, we're going to stack the shoulder over the wrist. So just make sure you're gripping with those fingers. What that's going to do is activate the muscles in the lower arm. So that helps out the shoulder and the wrist. Otherwise, if you're not activating those hands, you're just pushing through that wrist. And if you do a lot of keyboard work, that can really aggravate that area. So little grip with the fingers, drawing the mat. Hand on the knee. The eye of the elbow is up, so the collarbone is open. So otherwise, if it's here, if you notice your shoulders dropping forward, you might be tight here. So it might take a little bit of doing to open that elbow up. But just aim for that eye of the elbow up. And then this arm is going to come over the ear. So we inhale. As we exhale, push down to the lower leg and foot, stack the shoulder, push the hips forward, up and over the ear. And then inhale down. Exhale up and over. Ooh. And inhale down. This is lateral flexion, this is side flexion. This is stretching all the way down that lower back, all the way down those ribs. Especially that lower back area gets so stiff. Especially if you do a lot of lifting, a lot of bending, all those things that you do in everyday life. So 4 more, just going to stretch it all out. So we don't get those tight bits pulling on the, tight bits. So we don't get those tight bits pulling you in different directions. And then 2 more. Just releasing that lower back. And again, up and over. And then switching to the other side. So again, same setup. Eye the elbows up, palm is up. Oh, band's just given up. Grip with the fingers. So this one. Inhale as you exhale, up and over. I can slowly feel that sun creeping round to the back of the house, front of the house. Woo. And again, up and over. Stack the shoulder. So you can really feel all that stretch all the way down that side. And again, up and over. And if that's too much in your wrist, you could always come down onto your forearm. And you can do a few of those because you're still getting that side flexion. So the wrist is getting a little aggravated. So we do 3 more. And just drop down onto your forearm. And just keep side flexion going if you can. 2 more. 2. And 1 more. that down. And then we're going to take, if you've got your towel or your block, you can sit on that. You're going to do a little bit of rotation now. So yeah, a little bit of everything through the spine today, just to keep us moving. So we're going to take our hands, rest them on top of each other, relax the shoulders as much as possible. So we're not moving the arms, we're moving from the waist. But we need these arms just to stay there, just so that, because you can't really twist like this. So keep the shoulders in a good stable position. The shoulder blades are drawing down, maybe slightly squeeze them towards each other. Lift up and out of the waist, take a wide inhale. And as you exhale, come round to the right side, so from the waist, so from here. Inhale back to centre, and then exhale to the other side. So a few of those, just rotate the spine. So even if you just go just a tiny bit, we're not forcing anything, so just a tiny bit round, and then back to centre. So you just get that movement, unstiffen the stiffness at the back. Into that lower back, sorry. And if you're watching this at a different time, and any time you want to check back and see the positions, just pause it. It's probably easier if you do watch some of these classes, the new people. If you watch these classes, you can always just pause it and just think, oh, that's good. Check out that position, and then, yeah, just carry on. So sometimes it is good to watch the record. So one more each side. Back to centre, and then we're going to take it back to all fours. Spread the fingers, so you can either stay on all fours and do a few little cat-cows if you want to, just to release that spine, just a little release through there, or you can come up, tuck the toes under and bring it into dog, and just walk out the heels. Just mobilising the ankles, the knees, even the toes and the hips. Feel those, stretching for the hamstrings. Again, they can get very tight. Everything gets tight. Knees down. Right leg forward. Place that foot down. Now you might struggle a bit here to start with, but that's a good thing, because if you struggle to start with, every time you do it, it should get a little bit easier. When I had my hip operation, obviously I had to go back to square one again. So I know what it's like. You just got to be careful and just keep, like, taking your options and just, yeah. So one day you might not be able to do it, and in a few weeks' time it will get easier. It's just getting those muscles to, it's a mind muscle thing as well. Sometimes your mind might be saying you can do it, your muscles, your legs might be saying no. So yeah, it's trying to get that, convincing the muscle they can do it. Anyway, inhale to lift the chest, but never force anything. Exhale to lift the toe. So inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to lift the toe. And then bring that foot down. Take the left hand down and then twist towards your inner thighs. The arm's going to sweep back. Behind you, the head's going to drop down. Breathe there. Little twist. And then change over to the other side. So your left leg is going to come forward. Tickle that forward. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale to lift the toe. So again is the hip flexors as we go forward, and then the hamstrings as we lift the toe. And then that foot goes down, right hand goes down, and then left arm forward, up and back to a little twist. Let the head drop down and breathe there. Body in and out. Take that other side of the foot. Bring that foot back. Tuck under toes. Take that back to dog. And then we're going to walk the hands in towards the feet as the heels go down. And again, if you need a wall or anything to get back up, sofa, you can just go towards that. Take your thighs and then you push yourself back up to standing. And then feet hip distance. I think that was enough actually, wasn't it? Half an hour tonight. So I hope you enjoyed that. Just a few side stretches just to finish off. And release. A nice little short, easy class for a hot Pilates session. And then clasp the hands on top of the head, shoulders to ears, slide them down to get that connection underneath the shoulder blades. And then again, inhale up to the ears. Exhale, slide them all the way down so we can feel where those muscles are. And again, inhale up, exhale down. And like I say, the more strong they are under here, the more open you're going to be, the better you're going to stay. So yeah, oh, let's find the glasses. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you didn't get too warm. You've probably got your fan whizzing away, haven't you? Yeah, I'll be glad to get mine done. So yeah, thanks Karen for joining me. And yeah, if you did this at a different time, just let me know how you got on. Any questions at all, just, you know, just send me a message. All good, I'm here to answer them. Just trying to think what's happening. So yeah, we're back tomorrow for yoga. I don't think it'll be too bad in the morning actually. Hopefully it won't be too hot because the heat wouldn't have built up. So fingers crossed it won't be so bad. So I'll probably still do a fairly normal-ish yoga session. But yeah, I might do a bit of cooling breath. So thanks everybody, and I'll see you soon. Thanks Karen. Bye.